Have you been born again? What do you know about being born again? What does the Bible teach about being born again? Do you know millions of black people think that they have been born again? However, a full study of this matter clearly shows that they are basing on the English phrase born again is a clear case of mistranslation. We are not yet born again. 3 verses, John 3:3, John 3:7, and 1 Peter 1:2-3 are the only verses in the New Testament where this phrase is found. And when you study, you find that this is a mistranslation, and the phrase born again appears in the English Bible and has been believed, taught, and used by millions of people who have been duped, but it is clearly a mistranslation. We are going to prove that. We are going to show the Greek that proves that point, and also we'll go into the details of the source and origin of this concept and how it has been misapplied and expanded to mean what it should not mean. Find out in the conclusion of this presentation what we mean by this. John 3:3-7, we quote a few of the verses there. Jesus answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again. You see the phrase born again? In the Greek, the phrase born again is genethe anothen. He cannot see the kingdom of God. So we will deal with genethe anothen and prove that it does not necessarily translate to born again, but something else. Marvel not that I said unto thee, you must be born again. Greek, genethenai anothen. I want to highlight again that this verse, this word ye, which is you in English, is in plural. And Jesus is talking to a single man, he's talking to Nicodemus, but the you in Greek there is plural to a single person. And in 1 Peter 1:23, it says, being born again, Greek, anagegenomoi, not of corruptible seed, but of incorruptible, by the word of God, which liveth and abideth forever. So these words, anagegenemonoi, translated born again, do not necessarily mean born again, or do not necessarily have to be translated as born again. The Theological Dictionary of the New Testament, TDNT, from the section that discusses anothen, says both outside and in the New Testament, anothen is an adverb of place meaning from above. In John 3:3-7, the original usage inclines in favor of being born from above, which alone links it with Job 3:4 and James 1:17, suggesting born of God. John uses another anothen elsewhere in the sense from above. John 3:31, John 19:11, John 19:23, and always describes birth in terms of origin. All these are the verses there. Thousands of verses given there. So this is clear. Anothen is the Greek word most often translated as again in John 3:3, born again. Anothen is a word with several meanings. It means from above, especially heaven. It's given in James, again as in the second time or second birth, for a long time from the beginning. And also the word born comes from the word genao, which does not necessarily mean born, but beget, sire. So more proof of born again era, a contextual disengagement that we will find when we look into this issue. And there are differences in teachings across Christendom. In the Bible, the correct meaning of being born again is spoken by Jesus in John 3:3-10, and understood by Nicodemus as per the literal written Greek is born from above, which we have just said. And it is in reference to the regeneration of your life or divine service, which we shall soon show what it is. The context then refers to a change of mind, or becoming a new creature in terms of your thinking, like in this verse given here, 2 Corinthians, or spiritual transformation, which is simply a mental change. In other words, your mind changes from what you are, or your status and you become something else, not your original status that you were. And only the 144,000 or anointed ones are born again. So you see, again, that's the Bible. It says only 144,000 are born again. So what about the billions? The Catholics, who are the owners of the New Testament and the founders of Christianity, teach that being born again is the transformation that occurs when a person is water baptized and enters through a catechism, and then he becomes born again. You can find it in Catechism of the Catholic Church given there. Other Christians also, how they teach, the Mormons, another group of Christians, a huge group of Christianity, teaches that born again is not a change of state from unregenerate to a regenerate, but a ceremony which is a necessary part of the Latter-day Saints religious system by which a Mormon becomes a Christian or a true Christian. Being born again comes by the Spirit of God through ordinances. Teachings of the Prophet Joseph Smith, page 162, is completely different. It's not like the same. So who is right? Who is correct? And a lot of our brothers and sisters are falling into various sections and various groups of all these teachings. Let's see that the renewal of the mind, the lifestyle that becomes born again, which was borrowed from African concepts. It is a concept of divine service, which is good works, laws of marriage being followed, and ordinances to rituals, cleansing by water and blood, the cleansing of the dead, the cleansing of the newly born. Now that we have seen the divine service, let's indicate again that the New Testament hides a totemic reference on being born again. It hides it in a very smart way. Totemic ignorance. In addition to the Interpreter's Bible, volume 8, page 505, which states that birth, this is in context of being born again, can be considered either from the father's side, in which the verb is to beget, or from the mother's side, in which the verb is to bear. The Johannine metaphor uses the former verb with the meaning of beget in verses 3, 5, 6, 8 in John 3. Thus, it is translated grammatically correct in English Bibles as born, not begotten. You can read more on this website that we are showing and indicating here. This is where we have said the totems, you have to know the totems of your father and the totems of your mother for you, because that combines and becomes you. And without these two totems, you can never refer your birth, your initial birth in your mother's womb as birth. It's something else. And then when you come out of your mother's womb, you are again born the second time. That's your second birth into the world. And when you die, that's your other last death when you enter into judgment. And the born again comes only after your death, physical death on earth, because you will come back again if you fail. Listen, I refer you to this video that we have born 3 times by your totem. This is the YouTube link that you must listen to. Let's listen to the summary of this concept that I have given here. Let's listen to this little video for a while. You are likely born 3 times, and nobody can say this many times, but you are born 3 times. We want to share with you these types of rebirth. Where were you before your father and mother met and created you? What point in life did you get life? Totemic knowledge, only ancestral reverence, only the knowledge of the divine. These 3 types of knowledge that dwells inside you will give you the understanding that you are born 3 times. Which times? When? What have you done with that? Have you ever learned about that? Let's see. So we continue to learn this, and our quest is to be able to resolve that we shall not fail to understand our current life and to buttress it with the past lives or with where we came from, to secure our future, because our future and where we are going are father and mother, the sperm and the egg. That's not you, that's the father's genes, and the mother's genes. In separation, that's not you. But something is to happen involving the two activities to bring about you. And there you are now on the earth. But look, they've already tagged you, tagged the body. But where is point in time? Are you inside? Are you outside? Do you exist? Will you live? What is your potential? Let's continue with the three beds. And the totems, one from your father, one from your mother, and the totems that you shall pass half to your descendants, and the wife or your husband, add them, you get one. But what is the original totem? Why do we have them? What is the link of totem and the soul? What are we doing about it? In conclusion, therefore, have you been born again? Not so. In this life, never. But after your death, yes. And after the weighing of your works, yes. That's where you will be found wanting or found successful. If you are wanting and your works are heavy and were evil and incorrigible in this life, in terms of giving divine service, you were being a shatter or a set or a devil, then you will reincarnate again in the same situation until you unlearn the evil. Through that, the divine presence experiences the earth. What do you know about being born again? We know that being born again is a heavily misunderstood doctrine. The words genao and anothen and many other Greek words refer to many concepts, not necessarily born again. What does the Bible teach about born again? The Bible teaches that it is only some form of mental change. In other words, you will not be yourself. You will be changed to something else. You will become a Greek citizen, a Roman citizen, because the God you are given, the rituals you are given are no longer yours. So that's nothing more. You are no longer yourself. You could be black, you could be brown, you could be an African, but your mind, your software operating in your head is a born again, is a new software, like you have downloaded a certain program which is called Christianity, where your divinity is not yours. Do you know? Yes, we know, because our ancestors explained the Deuteronomic best three beds. The choice in this matter is all yours. This priest Rabbi Elem Dumizulu, let's understand that monogenes means born from above, or born of one father, which is our creator who is the heavens. There is little Greek justification for the translation of monogenes as only begotten. Quite clear, because there are two totems. They are the mother and the father, and becomes you, and you pass that to your descendants. And also, you should know that finally, you are not born again now. You go through three natural, obvious physical births, and then you become born again. Not so in this life. Subscribe to our channel, Hamiti Hebrew Ethics. Contact us on this email, lmtumisulu@gmail.com. Visit our website, lifespiritformen.com, and let us walk this journey together. Thank you, Tatenta Siyabonga. Till we meet again, goodbye.